Click on the subscribe button, especially the bell on the right side. Otherwise, you will miss the latest videos. All right, we have him back, obviously by popular demand, and he has rocked the astrological world with his simple astrology. And I've received emails, and you guys can read the comments on part 1, part 2 on how to identify profession. I've received emails, I've received phone calls, I've received messages in the comment section where people have absolutely loved his style of teaching. And the best comment was, there were two best comments for me. One was, this is the best video in Saptarishi's astrology so far. Of course, it did hurt that there were some other videos also which were really good by other speakers. But at the same time, okay, it all depends on the reader's flavor, what he's looking for. You know, people are dying to find out what their profession should be, ideally. And the second best comment was, this video is the best video across all YouTube channels. And you know, it's not nice to always feel happy when others go down or you are great, but still sometimes I feel proud. You know, we get so many nice speakers on our channel, and people appreciate the efforts or the hard work that the team brings in. So, Mr. Unknown Astrology, welcome to Saptarishi's Astrology. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm doing good. I've
So
been busy of late because of the callers.
so
But
now
yeah,
you become the superstar of astrology.
no. I just had some amount of time free in between, so I said, okay, let's do it. And it's been a good 1 week, good 10 days to be very honest. A lot of research, a lot of new charts I have seen. So it's been an enriching experience.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been loving every minute of it.
So people have been calling you for determining their profession, or they have also they've understood the technique.
Most of the people have called me or messaged me that they just wanted to congratulate, and you know, they were glad to see the video.
Okay.
That was the majority. And I've got calls when people wanted to consult me as well. So I did that to the best of my abilities, whatever I can.
That's good.
So yeah, but many people have messaged me. I got around above 2,000 messages.
Wow.
Stating that
that's happy.
they love the video.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, around 100 of them, 100 or not even 100 people consulted. So yeah, majority were of people that who wanted to congratulate, and they just wanted to share that they tried those techniques on their own chart and it worked. And you know, they were happy to listen something like that. Sade Sati made a lot of people, my comments on Sade Sati, the discussion which we had, that also made a lot of people happy. So I got callers who said that the best time of their life was during the Sade Sati.
Wow.
And yeah.
So
it has been a mixed bag of things, yeah.
You know what makes me happy is usually the astrological community, you know, after 3-4 years in astrology, a student in astrology becomes a changed person. You know, if he didn't have ego before he entered astrology, after 3-4 years, he starts developing ego, anger, etc. You know, trying to outsmart the other astrologer. Okay. And second part is an absolute thankless community they are. They will use your technique, not accept they are using it publicly. Okay. They will they will not have gratitude, okay, of at the end of
Mm-hmm.
their life or at the middle of their journey, say that, hey, we both don't get along, I do not like you, but I do use your techniques. My house finances runs because of your techniques. Okay. What makes me happy
Mm-hmm.
is at least there are 2,000 people who could message you and thank you for
Mm-hmm.
your efforts in sharing knowledge. For me, that makes me happy.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it makes me really
yeah.
happy. Okay. Although, like your first video, I think so, it has crossed beyond 10,000. I do not know the views now.
11,000.
11,000.
Yeah.
Second
Mm-hmm.
video, last when I saw, I think it was 7,000 or something like that. I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it out of them, let's assume 40% or 50% understood the technique or liked it. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but they did not have it in them to message you. Only 2,000 could. So that's the reason I say gratitude is the most important part of our astrological learning. So that makes me happy
Yeah.
that these 2,000 still have it in them, and I hope as they
Mm-hmm.
progress in their astrological journey they don't lose it. So what are we going to
Yeah.
do? Yeah.
I just denied one consultation.
Okay.
Now, that person actually said certain things which I did not like. So I just denied one consultation. I would just like to bring that on record. Just one
Okay.
consultation I denied.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you that in detail later on. But
Okay.
it
Okay.
wasn't against astrology or my technique or anything,
Mhm.
but it was on a different tangent altogether. So I said, I'm not doing this.
Okay.
That is it.
Yeah, we should do that, and that's good of you actually to put it over here, because I must
Yeah.
deviate and say something. I've always had this discussion that a great astrologer comes to any city, okay, 100 200 people might flock him, might flock and go and visit.
Mm-hmm.
But a great Swami comes, okay, or a great yogi comes, okay, thousands and thousands flock. The reason is, many people have told me that you astrologers, okay, you will look at anybody's horoscope, whether he's a good
Mm-hmm.
man, bad man, whatever, as long as you get your money or fame, you don't have any
Mm-hmm.
ethics on that, and
Yeah.
that's so true. That's so true. We don't refuse charts of a corrupt government official or a corrupt businessman or whatever. Okay, but anyway,
Mm-hmm.
coming to what you're going to teach today, and is on how to identify acting skills or uh, great actors. What are their combinations? That's, I presume,
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
of today.
And before that, I just want to share two charts which I have discussed. Like people have called me in the last 1 week, and
Mhm.
those two charts are very interesting. And I happen to ask them as well that can I use it in my next video, and they agreed to it. So let's just show
Yeah,
our
those are
viewers
those two charts, X and Y, chart X and Y, right?
X and Y. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's
Okay.
just show them once and let's just take them through. And it is in accordance to what we have discussed in the first two videos.
Okay.
So just on continuation, that's it.
Which one you want me to share first, X or Y?
Anyone, X or Y, anyone first. Yeah.
Okay, here is the chart.
Okay, so this is all right. So this is the chart of a female native.
Mhm,
Okay, now okay, the fifth lord is in the sixth house. Okay, so her
mhm,
education could have been related to either diseases or court cases, law or medicines. I'm just taking it very quickly here, right? And the fifth house has moon exalted. Okay, so this makes it less probable that she would study law, but and more importantly, she could study medicines. And in the last video, I guess in the second part, we had discussed that if the second lord is in the 10th house, then the second house related things would become active in the profession, right?
mhm.
Now, once we decode or decide that this guy is going to study medicines, and I asked her, the first question which I asked her after seeing the chart within 10 seconds was that, are you studying medicines by any chance? And she said yes. Now, when you see Saturn's placement in the 10th house, the second lord, it should immediately take you to the conclusion that either this is uh, BDS, like dental doctor, because of second house, or it could be eye surgeon, eye doctor. If nothing, then Saturn could make you an orthopedic doctor of bones, right?
Hmm.
But again, I would like to emphasize on the fact that the second house is taking prominence. She studied dentistry. She's a dentist, and then she went abroad and she did some certification courses or some further courses from the Harvard University. So she has been, gone through a very, very good education. Now, the fifth house has exalted moon, and the second lord is in 10th house. So because of Saturn's placement, she studied dentistry. All right. I just wanted to, bring this to the notice of the people, that how can you decode professions and what factors are, determining that. So, and because her studies started in Mars or Rahu, medicines as a field is dependent on Mars, Rahu, and Mercury.
Okay.
Okay. Now the reason behind that is that Mars rules the natural eighth house and the first house. That is body, physical self, and eighth house Scorpio is of diseases and death.
Hmm.
And Mercury rules the sixth house, right? The
Hmm.
natural zodiac is sixth house, Virgo. So whenever the combination of Mars, Mercury, and Rahu exists, that people usually studies medicines.
Sure.
And if the combination is not very, very strong in the chart, and the third house also plays a role, then that person could be a medical representative selling medicines and going to doctors. He may not be a doctor himself, but involved with medicines.
Okay.
Okay, so in the Mars and Rahu Dasha, it was quite evident that she would be studying medicines and not law. And because of Saturn's placement in the 10th house, it shows that medical medicines relate to the second house. Second house could only be eye and teeth. Okay, eye is not a possibility because that is ruled usually by sun.
Hmm.
Okay, so teeth became more prominent, and she studied BDS. I did not even ask her that. I just asked her, "Are you studying medicines?" And so she said, "Yes, I'm a dentist."
Okay.
All right. So I just wanted the viewers. This is just a recap of the last episode. Just a quick recap. That what are we looking for?
Okay.
Now let's move to the second chart, the Y chart.
One second. Here it is.
Yeah. All right. So this gentleman called me, and he almost had no questions to ask. To be very honest, he was very happy. He already knew his chart, and he could decode it through our first two videos.
Hmm.
So he called me and he said that, "Acha, so he's an army officer. He's a foot soldier.
Hmm.
Okay. So look at it again. The sixth house becomes very, very prominent, right?
Correct.
And the sixth lord in the first house, it has to be a profession in which his body was not at ease, at least, right? Because sixth house rules the job you're doing. And I also mentioned in the first video that whenever the first lord is in the sixth house, that person wants to work for himself, but
Yeah.
he cannot have an army of himself. So what I want to make sure is that people should not blindly follow techniques and put it on all the charts and in all the cases. He cannot have his own army, right?
Yeah.
So he is in the army. His first lord is in the sixth house. That is there. But because the Rashi Parivartan of first and sixth, he he went to the army. Now one more thing is that uh, a lot of people have been calling me,
Hmm.
and they have been asking about government jobs, right?
Hmm.
And I said that yes, that is a possibility in some of those charts. And those people said that I went to different astrologers, and because the sun is not well placed in my chart, I cannot get into a government job. This is what they said.
Okay.
I said, according to me, this is not the right way to judge a profession, a government job, any kind of government job. This is
I,
not
I
the right
know.
way.
I know this. Many people. Many astrologers have this view: if sun is debilitated or not well placed, you cannot have a government job. I know that more than
Yeah. Now this doesn't make any sense, sir, because sun would be debilitated for one full month,
Hmm.
right? October, November, one full month. And does it imply that nobody who's born from 15th of October to 15th of November can go into a government job? This is absolute. I don't want to use a word which I wanted to use, but this is absolutely unreasonable
Yeah.
to say the least. Now let's understand what gives you a government job.
Hmm.
Government job, a person who's in a government job, he is basically getting paid from the taxes which the Aam Aadmi pays. The
Correct.
common man pays the taxes, and because of those taxes, the government servants earn their living. Their salaries are out of access of the normal army, right? Normal man.
Correct.
Now the fourth house is the house of masses,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Your countrymen, fourth house. The second from fourth is the house of the money of the masses. Janta ka dhan
Hmm.
is from the second house from the fourth. That is the fifth house.
Hmm.
So now all the astrology enthusiasts, I would like to say that just everybody has some government officer in their family or extended family, right?
Hmm.
Just see all those charts. Either the fifth house would be very, very well placed, very strong, or in more cases, the fifth lord will have a connection with the 10th house or the 10th lord. What I mean to say is that the fifth and the 10th would be related.
Hmm.
Just check it, and let us know if that doesn't work. If sun is a factor, then this is a more potent factor. All I can say is that,
Correct.
if you're going to find sun in the 10th house in the charts of, let's say, 5 out of 10 people who are in government jobs,
Hmm.
then you will find a very strong fifth house, and or slash or the
Hmm.
connection of the fifth and the 10th house in at least 8 out of those 10 charts.
Hmm.
Okay, check it and let us know. Now here the fifth lord is in the 10th house. Even the chart which we showed of the Air Force officer in the last video, you can see
Hmm.
the fifth lord was in the 9th house, very well placed, Jupiter.
Hmm.
Fifth house has to be strong. You are getting paid out of the dhan of the masses. Otherwise, you can't get paid. You can't get that kind of
Hmm.
income. Now, on this chart, I also asked him that uh, because I saw the placement of moon in the sign of Jupiter, I asked him that, I told him that at some point in time, you would also get into teaching or training of new recruits in the army, or even after completing the army, you might get into a job in which you have to teach or train people.
Hmm.
So he said that I've already done that.
Acha.
I've been teaching recruits in the army, training them,
Hmm.
and that is because of the fifth and the 10th connection,
Acha.
and the placement of Jupiter, the sign Jupiter and Moon are involved.
Hmm.
Now we can also see the D10, his D10, which he only pointed out in
Hmm.
my conversation. Just see the D10 and the second house in the D10. We can,
1 second.
yeah. As I said, that the D10, the second house in the D10 actually gives you the environment at the workplace, right?
Hmm.
This is what we had discussed last time.
Hmm.
So a placement of Ketu in the second house, what he said, that because Ketu is placed, this was his interpretation. He himself said that he is usually posted in far off places on the border,
Hmm.
and he has to live his life away from family and away from everybody else, right?
Hmm.
And without any material connect of any kind.
Hmm.
It's like they are sitting on the border, and
Correct.
with land and nothing else.
And Ketu
Now
is
that is a
separative.
possibility because,
Ketu is separative by
sorry,
nature. It is in the second house of family. So he's away from his family.
yeah. And even his workplace doesn't have a lot of materialistic things around him. It is almost dead places, right? And another thing, the separation from family can be seen from the ascendant of the D10. The ascendant of the D10 is Aquarius, and his Janma ascendant is Pisces. So this is 12th from his Janma ascendant.
Hmm.
Right? We have discussed that we have to see from which house the D10 is starting.
Hmm.
So his D10 starts from the 12th house of the Janma Lagna.
Hmm.
So he will have to see,
Hmm.
the D10 starts from the 12th house of the Janma Lagna. So he will have to be away from family.
Okay.
The 12th house becomes active in the D10 chart.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So this is it. I just wanted to bring these two charts. And again, Mars aspects the first house in D10, Mars aspects the 10th house.
Hmm.
All of those combinations are there, which makes him in the army, get into the army. Okay, so another thing is that now I would just like to take up a few questions that people asked me, and then we'll move on to the acting part.
Okay.
Okay, so one of these questions was about the government jobs.
Hmm.
So it is the fifth house which becomes very, very prominent and important, right? And not sun. Sun could be a contributing factor. It could give you a higher post if the fifth house is strong. If that is not the case, we saw that chart of the Air Force officer. His sun was in the 8th house
Hmm.
in the last video. People can remember that.
Correct.
It had no connection with 10th house. Sun is not the factor behind success in the government job. Now, people also ask me about dashas.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but people are of the opinion that whenever a new dasha starts, the first antar of that dasha is usually bad.
Hmm.
Like if you are running Rahu and then Jupiter starts,
Hmm.
so Jupiter would be a bad dasha,
Hmm.
which is not true.
Okay.
Which is not true. As I have told earlier, that the dashas set the trends in your life, the pattern of your life. So what happens is that the first antar, when the Mahadasha and Antardasha is the same,
Hmm.
that antar just nullifies the trends or patterns of the previous dasha.
Hmm.
Okay, it neutralizes the trends set by Rahu.
Hmm.
If you're running Rahu for 18 years and you get into Jupiter,
Hmm.
then Jupiter Mahadasha, Jupiter Antar would just nullify the trends of the Rahu dasha. That is it. Now
Can
it
you
could.
repeat? I'm so sorry, I'm lost. I was.
Yeah. I know. Okay, so people say that the first Antar, when
Hmm.
the Mahadasha and Antardasha is the same, that Antardasha is usually bad, right? Which is not true. I'll tell you how. What happens is that, as we have spoken in the last two videos, that the Mahadashas set the trends of your life, right? The pattern of your life. So whenever a new Mahadasha starts,
Hmm.
during the first Antardasha of that in that time period, the trends set by the previous dasha are nullified. Okay, so if you were running Rahu Mahadasha for 18 years, then Jupiter starts. So in Jupiter, the trend set by the Rahu Mahadasha would be nullified or neutralized. I'll give you an example. Let's say somebody's Rahu is placed in the 8th house, or it's not a very well placed Rahu. You know, I don't want to say that 8th house is a bad placement for Rahu. So let's just delete that from our minds. It's not a well placed Rahu, and then Jupiter comes in, and Jupiter owns the Lagnesh or something. And it's a very good chart. It's a very good planet in the chart, and Jupiter promises to give him good money and a good lifestyle, and Rahu gave him a very bad lifestyle. So in Jupiter, the first antar of Jupiter, he will make the maximum money, because that antar is responsible for changing the trend set by the Rahu Dasha. So that will be the most profitable antar Dasha. Vice versa, if somebody is running a Jupiter Dasha and he's doing very, very well, and then Saturn starts, and Saturn is not a good planet in that chart, then in Saturn, he will lose money, because Saturn is not giving him a very good lifestyle, right? So Saturn would change the trends, the situations which Jupiter created. That is the only thing which will happen. And a lot of time, which is true in almost 75% of cases, that nothing major happens in the same Antardasha. Because people are living ordinary lives, they are going to the office, coming back home. They are already in between, right? Nothing bad or good is going to is going to happen or was happening in the previous dasha. So when the next Antardasha comes, it just changes subtle things around them. So you won't notice much difference in the same Mahadasha and same Antardasha. But for businessmen, for people whose next planet is very, very well placed and the first one is very, very badly placed, then the first Antar would make a huge difference in your life.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? So it is not a bad thing. Same Antardasha and same Mahadasha is not a bad time. It could be a good time if the last Mahadasha was a bad Mahadasha, and this Mahadasha promises to give you a good lifestyle or good money. So the first Tantra will give you the maximum money, and it will set your life on that path.
Okay.
Like what we discussed last time, na, कि वो pattern set करता है.
Right.
So first Mahadasha will set that pattern up.
Okay.
So that is the thing.
That's
Another thing, a lot of people also, I saw a comment that in the Air Force officer's chart, we saw that the Venus was the third lord and sitting in the 10th house. And we concluded that Parakram becomes the driving force behind his career. And a gentleman said that why did not we see the 10th lord in the 10th house? But we cannot conclude much out of that, because that means that your career will be good, stable career. You will rise in your career. 10th in 10th means a good career, good status in life. That's it. It cannot tell you what kind of a career, directly. So third house energy is coming to the 10th house. That would decide the kind of career. That is the reason why we focus more on the third house in that example and not the 10th house. 10th house only shows that it will be a good career, good status he will achieve. He will have a good rank in life. He will rise in his career. All of those things because the 10th house is strong.
Hmm.
But it cannot tell you what kind of a career. You
You
know?
know, I speaking of the third lord in 10th,
Mhm.
third lord in 10th can show many things. It can show writing, it can show
Yeah,
acting,
yeah. Communication.
communication.
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
also, because it is 12th from 4th of masses, okay,
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
or you want to take it 11th from 5th house of masses money,
mhm,
okay.
mhm, mhm.
See,
Yeah,
masses
yeah.
is 4th house. What is the
Mm.
loss to the masses is the tax. That means it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
third house, 12th
Third
from
house.
4th.
Yeah, yeah. 12
So,
from 4th. Yeah.
for example, I've seen in certain charts, okay, when
Mhm,
other combinations are also showing a government thing. I'll quickly show
mhm,
K.N. Rao's horoscope. Okay, see, you have the
mhm,
third
mhm.
lord in the 10th house.
10th house. Yeah.
Okay, that is a
Mhm,
government with masses money because he was in the government
mhm,
service, you know. And
mhm,
another
mhm,
combination that I've seen, you were talking about fifth,
mhm, mhm.
um, fifth, this thing, fifth lord.
Fifth
Okay,
should be strong. That is what I
strong.
said.
And
Yeah.
I have seen fifth lord is aspecting the 10th house. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Even in Kiran Rao's chart,
huh,
Saturn aspects the fifth house right from the third house.
correct.
It aspects the fifth. It is
Yeah.
a well placed fifth lord. Yeah.
Now see in this chart. Okay, this is of a
Mhm,
government officer. Here, his fifth lord
mhm.
Jupiter is aspecting 10th house.
Aspecting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Another I will
Yeah.
show of somebody in no
And
this
Sun will not have that kind of an impact in all these charts. Huh?
sorry.
Sun won't have that kind of an impact, which people popularly believe
Huh.
that it should be Sun in the 10th house only, then you can say a government job. That is not true.
Yeah, it's not true. It's not true. Another combination of a teacher is fifth lord in the fourth house, Jupiter, aspecting
Yeah,
10th house. Okay, Jupiter usually
yeah,
shows
yeah, yeah.
the Gyan kind
Teaching.
of
Yeah.
thing, but in a government school.
Because it's a fifth lord. No?
Fifth,
Yeah.
so many things I have seen. It really
Yeah.
works, this what you said, you know uh, another combination. See, fifth lord, this has been a government servant. Okay,
Hmm.
here the fifth lord Jupiter is with sun
In the 11th house.
in
Yeah.
the 11th
Again,
house.
aspecting the fifth house. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it is Gemini sign. Okay, the person was in the
Hmm.
communications department.
Yeah.
So
It actually works. So we all like through this video, we would like to say that if you are aspiring to be a government officer and somebody says that you cannot be one because the sun is not well placed, so that is not the criteria. To all the viewers, sun is not the criteria. Sun could only be a supporting evidence. That's it. Nothing more than that. Because sun is also natural fifth house. The reason behind people say sun, it is a natural fifth house, right? It's a
yeah,
sign of Leo. That is the reason why they say that. But it could be a supporting evidence, nothing more than that.
correct.
All right. So now I think we have run very, very fast this time. I don't know people would be able to. It was a very fast kind of a
Yeah.
session so far.
So now we start
Oh,
with actors.
yeah, yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, this is chart number
All
one.
right. Acha, one more thing, sir. One more question which was asked to me.
Sure.
People were aspiring to be cricketers. I got a call from Bangalore. A
Acha.
guy called Videsh called me, and then I got a call from Delhi. Okay. Now, uh, people see sports from the third house. That is correct. True. Okay. But I would tell you something, and this is also for the astro enthusiasts. Just check the centuries made by a lot of cricketers. Just do a research on Cricinfo or something and see, and there you can get their moon sign easily, right? Their
No, no,
date
no,
of birth
no,
are
I
there.
don't know. I know that technique. We have discussed it. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what,
Huh.
unknown
Huh.
astrologer thing. Don't give that technique out. The reason I request you is, okay, the
Mm-hmm.
reason I request you is, astrologers will use it to predict. People will
Hmm.
use that knowledge to do betting on cricket.
Yeah, yeah.
What happens is Rig Veda, I think the very first chapter in Rig Veda, okay, third or fourth
Mm-hmm.
shloka, I don't remember now, okay, okay,
Mm-hmm.
says very clearly there is no remedy for gambling. No upay.
Mm-hmm.
No upay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want you to, because other people's karma,
Yeah, yeah.
some 1% also come to you, okay, and I don't
Yeah,
want
it
you
can
to
be
lose.
used for gambling.
Yeah,
True,
that's
true, true. It will be
that's what.
used. In fact, I now I can connect the dots. It will be used in
Yeah.
the coming IPL. So let's not get into that. Let's
Yeah,
not get into that.
yeah. And even if somebody calls you on the phone now trying to find out a hint, don't give it to them. All these
Hmm.
people, most of these astrologers, they are absolutely rascals. They will make their student
Mm-hmm.
call you, get a technique, use it, pass it on as their research, or make money out of it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Chalo,
sorry,
let's
I'm
leave it
sorry
there.
interrupted you.
Yeah.
It is my dharma at least to interrupt. Rest is up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Rest is up to you.
Yeah. For a career in sports, third house is important, and also the 12th is important because 12th is spending energy on the field. So if somebody wants to become a cricketer or any sports person, then the 12th house should be important in that case. And more for batsmen and less for bowlers because bowlers will be bowling more number of balls if, if the 12th house becomes very active. They would be bowling instead of four, they would be over 5 overs, 6 wides, and something like that.
Third
So,
lord in the
anyways,
12th.
chalo, let's
Third lord in
third
the
12th
12th, I
connection. Yeah.
know one cricketer. Okay.
That
Another
is
is
Saurav Ganguly's chart. 12th house has Mars and Sun and all of those planets placed in
okay.
a Leo Lagna. Not
Okay.
Sun, but again Mars is placed there.
Okay.
So 6 is also important for
Sixth lord
cricketers.
in the third, sixth lord in
But
the 12th also.
yeah,
I've seen one horoscope. I
all of those
forget.
things. Chalo, anyways,
Chalo,
let's
let's
move
start.
on to acting as a
Yeah.
career. Yeah, yeah,
Sounds good. So, who wants to be an actor?
yeah. All of us, I guess, all of us. Huh? Everybody has dreamt of becoming an actor sometime in their life.
After this session, look
So,
at my horoscope, okay, and see if I can become an
uh,
actor. Because
you
honestly, I
would
think I'm
know.
good at
You.
acting.
Okay, Acha. Now, one thing which I would like to say here is that this we are discussing acting as a career, right?
Right.
It does not mean that somebody who doesn't want to be an actor would have no interest in this video, because you can just try and understand the logic behind choosing the houses which you are choosing for an actor, and you can put that same logic to different professions as well. So it would take you one step ahead in your quest of determining careers. It
Right.
is not just about acting. It is a difficult thing to predict. That is why I wanted to take it up, and I've studied it as well. But the logic, the thread is the same. It would apply to every profession, right? Now, in order to understand a profession through astrology, we should also discuss the profession as a whole in the beginning, and only then we can connect those dots with the chart, right? Otherwise, you cannot. So, acting as a career, what does it demand? What do you think an actor does? That is the question which one should ask. Similar question could be asked for an engineer or a lawyer or a doctor or anybody else. What does he do? What is the prime function of that person? You know. So a writer writes a script. An actor has to do those scenes. So the thoughts of the writer are communicated by the actor to the people. That is the basic premise, right? So in a way, actor becomes the prime communicator. There is no other communicator like an actor, because he himself is communicating the thoughts of the writer and the director to the masses directly, without any company being involved, without any machinery being involved. Nothing is involved. It's him and the people who are watching the film or the stage play, whatever. In that case, third house becomes very important.
Correct.
Right? Third house becomes very important. Even the 11th house becomes important, because 11th house is also for mass communication to some extent, right? And the third and the 11th both become important. Okay. Now, understand one more thing. What is his daily uh, work if he's acting? What is the work which he's doing? Acha, one more thing. Let's not start it like that. I would say that whenever somebody goes to an astrologer and looking for, if somebody wants to become an actor here in Bombay, a lot of people come to me, and so the astrologer says that it is all about Venus. False. Period. False. That is an incorrect statement astrologically. Okay. Second thing, which the astrologer says, it is about sun. Sun gives you fame. Not true. Another thing which the astrologer says, that it is about the fifth house. Fifth house rules creativity. They say that, right? True, but not completely true. Fifth house can rule a number of creative fields. It could be fashion designing, could be singing, sculpture, it could be anything. Painting, music direction, music. It could be a director as well. Anything. So we have to, whenever we are looking at a specific profession, we have to know as human beings, as astrologers, the specific things which that profession demands, and only then we can look for clues in the horoscope and connect those dots. Okay. So the daily work of an actor is to do scenes. I'm talking about good actors, good acting. To do scenes in which he is behaving in a certain way in which normal human beings would behave only inside their rooms, inside their houses. He's being private in public. This is the job which an actor has to fulfill. The demands of acting is that it shouldn't look like acting. It should look as if you're living your life with your wife inside your room with your boss, doing the normal thing. But it is in the public domain, right? So being private in public, if you just take this one statement, and so what does it mean? It means that the most important house is the 12th house. What people do in their bedrooms, inside their houses, an actor is bringing that to the public eye. So the 12th house is the most important house.
Excellent.
I think this should open a lot of windows in the minds of the listeners.
Absolutely right? Fantastic.
So this is the way, if you are decoding any career, try to understand the specifics of that career first, and then come to astrology. Astrology is the later half of things. First of all, your understanding of that profession becomes paramount, right? And then we can link astrology to that and see for those houses and those connections. Okay. So 12th house becomes very, very important. Third house becomes important because he's communicating. 12th, third. Now, if he's a popular actor and he's reaching out to the masses, then the fourth house becomes very, very important. Okay. So the houses which are important are 12th, 3rd, and 4th. Okay. There would be actors whose work will never come to the public eye. They would be doing stage plays in their city and all of that. So in those cases, you will find that the 4th house is not very well linked with the 10th, or the first house. There would be actors who are not very good actors, who look like they are acting, always acting, right? So in that case, you would find that the 12th house is not very well linked, right? Okay. And actors who are doing smaller parts, they're not doing bigger parts. In those cases, you will find that the 3rd house is not very good, because they are communicating, but their roles are very, very limited, so they cannot communicate, on a large scale with the people. They are doing smaller, lesser roles like character roles or smaller parts. Maybe they're not running the right dashas, and when the right dasha comes in, then they get bigger roles. Now, these are the 3 houses: 12th, 3rd, and 4th. Let's just discuss the planets responsible for profession of acting. Right? People say Venus. I agree. Venus is a contributing factor. It is not the deciding factor. Okay. Venus could give you fame. It could make you a popular actor if you are already an actor. Right? If you're not an actor, then that's a different thing. So which planet is responsible in making you an actor? That planet has to be Moon. Moon rules the emotions, and your job is to portray emotions on screen. Correct. Right? Moon becomes important. So the placement or connection of Moon with the second, because even if second is the house of speech, right? With the second, 6th, 10th, or 1st, the Lagna. First, second, 6th, or 10th. right?
Okay.
Connection of moon to these houses becomes important. First house, because actor has to use himself, his face, his body. He is there out in the in front of the camera, right? So ascendant becomes very very important. 10th house is the profession. Second house is speech, or sixth house again the work which you do on daily basis. So moon has to have connections with these houses or either of these houses, or as many as possible, right? Now Venus, the connection becomes very important because Venus will give you that kind of trends in your life. Your daily routine would be meeting good looking people, you're in the public eye, glamour is there, and all of those things are there. So Venus becomes important in that sense. So the dasha of Venus becomes important, right? A planet which is sitting with Venus or in the sign of Venus, that dasha becomes important. Okay. But Venus directly influencing the 10th house will not guarantee you a career in acting.
Okay.
It will not guarantee you. It could, but it will not guarantee you. But the dasha lord connected with Venus will give you that kind of a lifestyle. If you are already an actor, right? So that becomes important.
Okay.
Now, and this is a challenge to everybody. Huh? You can just see it. Role of Saturn is 100% important. 100%.
Bang on.
Venus ho na ho chalega, moon ho na ho chalega. Saturn will be involved.
Correct.
Right.
Amitabh Bachchan,
Now,
12th Lord,
anybody.
Lord in 4th house of masses.
4th house, aspecting the 10th house. Right. So for 12th Lord, 10th connection is there. Okay. Placement of Saturn in the 4th house in the sign of Venus is there. Again, the sign of Venus, and he got success in the dasha of Saturn.
Correct.
Okay. Moon is in the 9th house, I guess. Moon is in the 9th house. Anyways, देखना पड़ेगा बाकी planets. It's a very difficult horoscope, anyways. Yeah. Okay. Now
I checked this formula right now on Sylvester Stallone's horoscope. His horoscope data is absolutely correct, and of course his mother is a very great astrologer. But bang on, it works. 4th Lord in the 10th house, now, aspected by Saturn.
Now I'll tell you one more thing. That in majority, Saturn is important, right? But in majority of the cases, you will find that Saturn aspects the Lagna. So the placement of Saturn would be 4th, 7th, or 11th in a number of cases. And this will be true in almost all the charts in which a person has sustained his stardom for a very long period of time.
Okay.
You can see that in Shah Rukh's horoscope, Salman's horoscope, all of those people. जो बहुत समय तक successful रहे हैं, you will find the aspect of Saturn on the Lagna or the Lagnesh.
Yeah, mostly the Chandra Lagna se bhi le rahe ho? Are you taking?
No, I'm taking from Jan. No. Jan Lagna. Okay. Chandra Lagna se लेंगे तो that would be the case for 2 days.
Yeah.
So everybody born in those 2 days cannot be an actor.
To just clarify that.
I know. So Janam Lagna se, now because the reason is that the lifestyle of an actor who has sustained for a very long period of time has to be very disciplined. It is a very disciplined lifestyle. People are not eating anything. You're not doing anything. So Saturn's aspect on the Lagna becomes very important.
Yeah.
You can see it in a lot of charts. If the data is correct, and we can just go through the charts. Okay, so now these are the basic things. The houses 12th, 3rd, and 4th, planet Moon, and Saturn, and the relation of Dasha Lord with Venus. Another thing for Indian actors, another thing which I have noticed, it is not true in all cases, but in most cases, Jupiter is retrograde.
You'll have to just give me a second. Just give me one. Sorry, what were we saying before we got interrupted by?
So in a lot of Indian actors who have made it on their own, Jupiter ka retrogression is important. Jupiter is retrograde in a lot of cases, and especially if they are getting success in the dasha of Jupiter, because otherwise a direct Jupiter will not give them that kind of a lifestyle which an actor usually.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that, please?
A lot of Indian actors who have made it on their own in the dashas of Jupiter, right? Even otherwise, but mostly in the dasha of Jupiter, you will find that Jupiter is retrograde in that chart.
Sure.
A direct Jupiter will not give them that trends, that kind of a lifestyle which an actor has.
Sure.
The connection with the glamour world.
Hmm.
Either तो दशा जुपिटर कभी आएगी नहीं, but
Mhm.
if they have made it in the Jupiter dasha, then that Jupiter has to be retrograde, or with Rahu or with Venus. Some connection with the materialistic kind of
You know what? Salman Khan has Jupiter,
retrograde Jupiter.
and during
Yeah, yeah,
Jupiter
yeah.
Dasha, he banged.
He became a star,
He became a
and
star.
even Shah Rukh Khan has Jupiter retrograde. Just check
Okay.
Shah Rukh's chart.
Okay. Wow.
He has,
Okay.
and he too made it on his own, right?
Hmm.
In the dasha of Jupiter only. Does Amitabh Bachchan also has Saturn retrograde in the chart?
Yeah. 100%. Fourth house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retrograde, right?
Retrograde.
Yeah.
I can show you his chart. Most people make a mistake on his chart, with the time zone problem, because he was born during wartime. So softwares create a problem. See, this is his chart. This is as given by K.N. Rao, okay? And the degree is 1 Aquarius, 1.37.
See, retrograde Saturn, and he made it in Saturn's Mahadasha.
Yeah.
Even a direct Saturn would not have given him that glamorous kind of a lifestyle.
Literally.
Right.
And it was Saturn. Saturn, he did Sholay and all that, Zanjeer and all that.
Because the Dasha before Saturn wasn't that good for him. And the different, he was working for a very small company in Kolkata or somewhere. We have heard about that. I don't know.
Exalted Jupiter, of course,
in the 6th house.
But
and he was leading a very different lifestyle.
Yeah.
And Saturn had to change that lifestyle. So the first Antardasha will be the best Antardasha.
Yeah.
It will give him breaks and make him shift to a new house, new people around him. All of that will happen.
Yeah.
The 12th Lord again is in the 4th house and aspecting the 10th house.
Right.
Okay. Moon ka combination is not that strong in this chart somehow, because it is a very unique, different kind of a chart anyways. But you can see that where's Mars gone? In the 8th house, right? Mars and Venus in the 8th house. And Mars, Venus, Sun, Mercury are all in the 8th house. Okay, Mars is the 3rd Lord. So Mars is with... So 3rd and 10th are the same. So anyways, that communication part becomes evident from that anyways. And the 3rd aspect is the 11th house, Mars. Okay.
One unique
and
thing
then
I've
we see
seen,
that
one unique thing I've seen.
11th Lord also aspects the 5th or the 10th house. See, 11th Lord Jupiter aspects the 10th house. You tell me, what are you saying? Unique thing?
No, I know some people debate about this horoscope because his astrologer in Banaras gave another time. Okay. But this time was given by Amitabh's mother to K.N. Rao. Okay. When he had the coolie accident, whether my son will survive or not. Okay.
Okay.
When the son is on deathbed, okay, when the son is on deathbed, no mother will give a wrong data.
Yeah, absolutely.
On purpose, just to divert the astrologer. Okay, but anyway, I know from his horoscope. Okay, this moon is special, especially because of his mother's blessings. She was very high into sadhana vidya. Very high.
Okay.
Very high. Okay, I don't want to comment on Amitabh's own personal spiritual life, which is very good, by the way. But that is his personal. I don't want to this thing. But what I wanted to say here was, you mentioned 10th Lord in the 8th. Okay. 8th Lord in the 10th Lord in the 8th, of course, depending on which planet it is and other factors also. I've seen they will rise, if at all they have to rise in life. They will rise after a downfall.
Yeah.
And after
setback.
the rise, there will be one more downfall. This is basic Parashari, but this is something significant I have seen. So people should not be worried. Why am I saying this? Because many young people watch these videos on profession because they want to do their profession. Astrology should be used to accept life. That okay, maybe I'm going to have a downfall. It's okay, no problem. Let me be mentally prepared when that time.
Prepared for that. Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
I hate what is happening in today's astrological world. I must say it here. Most astrologers, they promote, do not tell a negative event, you know, or say
Mm-hmm.
only goody goody things, and they write it on their website also. It is like going to a
Mm-hmm.
doctor and getting fooled. It is like going and taking a medical test. Okay, medical report
Mm-hmm.
is telling you a lie. Hey, I don't want to see anything bad in my report. You know,
Yeah.
so that is a double dichotomy of our stupid standard, for ourselves. We don't want an astrologer
Yeah.
to tell us something bad, okay, but we want a doctor or a medical report to tell us the complete truth.
Sir, that is the problem which I have. People, we astrologers, we are putting a lot of moralistic things on ourselves. That is not correct.
Yeah.
A doctor charges money and he writes it on the wall, and people happily pay him. Why do we say that astrologers should not charge money? Why do we say that? Why do people make comments on YouTube and also on Facebook that if you to charge money, your sun will go bad or your 10th house will go bad? All of
My
these
my
things
my
doesn't make
point
any
is
sense.
my point is
If you're
the same
fooling
people.
somebody, then that's a different.
No, the same
Huh.
people who want astrology to be free, okay? The
Yeah,
same people, I ask them a question: are they working in their job for free?
yeah.
Are they
But
working
this
in
is something which astrologers have brought on to themselves.
their
It is their own self-created thing. They want to be on a morally high pedestal than others, and they claim that I will not charge money.
No,
That is,
my point is charge money, charge decently, but don't loot.
yeah.
Don't
Don't
loot
loot people. Don't loot people.
because there are
Anyways, we are
chances for a
digressing.
doctor and astrologer also to go wrong.
Yeah, absolutely,
It's not 100% science,
absolutely.
you know. Anyway,
Nobody can be 100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
accurate. Anyway,
Okay.
I know people are
So
waiting
let's
for the charts to come. I'm sorry, I keep on
yeah,
deviating
let's
the
see the
topic.
first.
I have a bad Ketu in the Lagna, you know.
Okay, in a Mercury Lagna or what?
Yeah, Mercury, Mithun Lagna, Ketu in the Lagna.
Okay,
I must show you
okay,
a horoscope. I must show you my horoscope. I think you have it as to why I did not become an actor.
okay.
Okay, here's chart number 1 coming for you guys.
Yeah.
Mithun Lagna.
All right. See, Saturn in the ascendant. This guy is a star for a very, very long time, right? Amitabh Bachchan had Saturn in the fourth aspecting the Lagna.
Correct.
Saturn and Lagna should have a connection to make you a star for a very long period of time.
So
That
that's
is one.
the rule number
That
1 is getting passed here.
rule number one.
And I'm not
First
telling the
Lord
name of
in
the
the
chart right now as to whom it belongs
yeah, we
to.
don't
I'll
yeah,
tell
we
it at
should
the
not
end.
do that because see, first Lord in the third house, communication. This was the rule number one which we spoke. The first thing which I said was first and third, right?
Yeah.
This is there. It comes true. It's a direct relationship, Mercury in the third house.
Yeah.
With the third Lord again. That is even more potent.
More potent.
So this guy would be playing bigger parts in films, more
Yeah.
prominent parts. He won't be playing smaller parts.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, see, the 12th Lord is with the first Lord, right? Venus and Mercury. So
Yeah.
that rule is also successful.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now see, Moon aspects the first Lord. That rule is again successful. And to everybody, I must say this that I had a different chart of this person all this while, and you told me in the morning that time is wrong.
Yeah.
So I am seeing this chart for the first time virtually. To be very honest with you, I just saw it once.
True.
Just before we started this session. Just saw it
Just
once.
for the audience,
change
just
the
for the audience, let me clarify. Okay. It is very
Mhm.
difficult to get accurate birth times of celebrities. Okay. And
Yeah.
many websites, they have very wrong, unauthenticated data. Okay. The best site
Mm-hmm.
is the international standard in world astrology. Okay. Is Astro Data Bank by my late friend Louis Rodin. She is the one who created a standard for astrologers as A rating, double A rating, B rating, C rating, and D rating, or dirty data. Okay. So if you have birth horoscope in hand, the certificate, okay, that is triple A rating. That is triple A rating. Some of the charts taken here, okay, are triple A, double A, A. And you go to astrodatabank.com, okay, it is now maintained by somebody else, and they all created it a software actually from Louis Rodin's data, and it gives the source notes who mentioned that birth time. The actor himself or the person himself mentioned it, or did he write it in a book, or did you get it from a colleague? Okay, understand that always there will be different data for different actors. Okay, do not criticize a video. Okay, oh, this data is right or wrong.
No, whatever data you have, just try to check these rules which we are discussing and find it out for yourself. Whatever data you have.
Yeah.
You know,
and at the same time,
majority of
astrologer will not be giving all the rules for an actor. He's mentioning some basic fundamental rules.
Yeah, the primary rules. The primary rules.
So don't get disheartened.
See, again,
if you are an actor, don't get disheartened. Ki, hey, this is not happening in my horoscope. He's mentioning in a short set of basic fundamental rules for the young audience to understand. Unknown astrology, please go ahead.
Also see now that the Jupiter, the 10th lord, is in the sign of Moon. Okay, so Moon has a connection with the 10th house, with the first house, with the third house, and with Venus. Venus is the 12th and the 5th lord. See, Moon becomes very important in this chart, and Moon is the emotional intelligence which you have, right? Now, amongst the rules which we had discussed, the only thing which I cannot see is the connection between the 4th and the 10th. But yeah, that is the thing which I cannot see right now.
Okay.
I think that does not exist in this chart. We can see that in D10 maybe.
I'll like to point something here. Okay. Rahu is photography, cinematography. Okay. People whose Rahu is strong or even very badly afflicted also. Okay. Strong means maybe exalted or badly afflicted. Okay. Often land up doing something with photography, camera, acting, etc. Here he has a combination which is 10th lord.
10th with Rahu.
That is Jupiter. Is conjunct with Rahu. Okay. In the natural 4th house of masses.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I just saw
that connection which you were telling 4 and 10.
Yeah. It is there. It is there because of the sign of Cancer.
And another point is, okay, my observation is people who have Rahu Jupiter conjunct, normally we call it Guru Chandal Yoga. Okay, to survive in this bad world, especially of Hollywood and Bollywood, okay, to survive in this bad world of networking, politics, etc. Okay, this Rahu Jupiter combination people, okay, can very easily do it in a very nice, sly manner, which is probably called discreet or being practical, etc. Okay. So,
you know, I met an astrologer way back 7 years ago, and he said that the best Raj Yoga of Kali Yuga is Jupiter and Rahu.
Absolutely.
It is the best Raj Yoga.
Absolutely.
Nothing can beat it.
Nothing can beat it. I have seen.
It gives you.
I have seen people with Jupiter Rahu. The more they cheat people, the more they become successful. All of a sudden, success. This is what
and it also gives them a power of discretion. They have good sense. You know what?
I'll tell you. So you know my this thing. One of my teachers had told me. Okay. Jupiter Rahu is that perfect combination in today's Kali Yuga. Okay?
Yeah.
For success. Because they can subtly tie up, knowing that the opposite party is a pathetic man, but they will tie up
Mm.
just to gain from it. So for success, it is good. But in the
Mm-hmm.
long run of karma, it
Mm-hmm.
is just they have been digging their grave from previous year lifetimes, and in the current lifetime also they are only digging it more deeper.
But sir, it also depends on the sign that combination is. If that sign
General,
is
I mean,
Jupiter's sign,
yeah, yeah.
if it is if Rahu is in Jupiter's sign, then
Huh.
it is actually a good combination. Anyways, so here we see. Acha,
My Rahu is
does he
in
have any?
Jupiter sign. I still don't feel so happy about it.
No, is it with Jupiter as well?
No, no.
No, no, yeah, that's so. What planets are retrograde in his chart? Can we just check that once?
Here is Venus is retrograde.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, so all those combinations which I discussed are actually present in this chart. He is a big, big star in the West, a huge star in the West. He has almost changed the rules of the game in a
Absolutely.
way, right? He has made acting very
Um,
likable. Not likable, but he's a teacher of acting as well.
yeah, yeah,
You know?
he's famous for his method acting. And
Yeah, for method acting.
okay, let me tell the name. This is the chart of Robert De Niro, the great,
Yeah,
great actor. You know,
and
and
if there are certain discrepancies in the birth time because another website shows 7 a.m.,
hmm,
we can just check all the rules from Leo Ascendant as well. It will be there.
hmm,
Even if for the cynics that don't believe the chart. So the only other option is Leo Ascendant. If we can just switch it around, we can just see all those rules would be true through that ascendant as well.
yeah, true, true. But
Right?
the reason I
See,
huh,
now again Saturn aspects the Lagna. The first lord and the third lord, Mercury, Sun in the Lagna.
hmm,
The third and the 10th together with in the Lagna. Right? Moon aspects the Lagna. Moon aspects the 10th house.
hmm,
The fourth lord is in the 10th house. Now that 4-10 connect is very evident in this Lagna. I believed in this chart for a very long period of time. I thought this is the chart. But
hmm,
anyways, Moon Mars the placement 4th and 10th, right? Work related to masses.
hmm,
Saturn's aspect, everything is there. All those combinations are there.
hmm,
So either ways, whatever Lagna you take, whatever site you are referring to, those combinations will be true
hmm.
in both the cases.
In Louis Rodden gives a single A rating for this
Singular. Yeah.
horoscope, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, Neil Marble quotes a colleague from Robert De Niro. So that's
Mm-hmm.
like Robert De Niro saying it to a colleague, So,
Totally. Yeah.
so it's a single A rating. We can
Mm-hmm.
presumably be go there. One of the
Mm-hmm.
reasons I really feel his greatness is this man has that he has that old wine look on his face. Saturn in Lagna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see Saturn in Lagna.
Yeah. Yes.
So he's got his
Mm-hmm.
wrinkles, the wrinkles on his face,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
his smile, and I think he has a birthmark. Okay, uh, uh,
Okay.
let me try and show his photograph. All that what do you call has become his trademark. You know,
Mm-hmm.
has become the more older he has become. Okay, the more
Mm-hmm.
greater actor, of course, he has become, and
Yeah. Yeah.
he can do a role of a Don. Uh, I think it was Untouchables. Okay, where he
Yeah.
played Al Capone. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and he can do a comic acting also. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
for me, Saturn in the Lagna for him is really great. And he's got this great voice. With Rahu in the second house, the only person who can
Mm-hmm.
beat his voice is Al Pacino.
Mm-hmm.
So, so for him to have this Venus in the third house retrograde, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
probably, probably that's the thing for me. I
Mm-hmm.
do not know. I can be wrong also. There can be
Mm-hmm.
many debates on this, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like for example, you see his movies on war, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with Mars in the, you can, with Leo Lagna you can say Mars in the 10th house. Okay.
10,000.
Yeah, but still, I like, for me the greatest movie, one of those movies that I keep on watching once a month, okay, or at least the scenes
Mm-hmm.
from it, is Men of Honor. You know,
Mm-hmm.
is Men of Honor. You know, so Rahu
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter makes one an alcoholic also at times. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
and I do not know whether he's an alcoholic or not, but some of the scenes where he has been an alcoholic, like Men of Honor, you know, some of the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
the way he says, "Hey, cookie," you know, the way he says in that, "Cookie," you know, I want my, 10 yards, 14 yards, the way he says it. His dialogue
Mm-hmm.
delivery reminds me
Yeah.
of a Mithun Lagna with three planets in a mala: first house, second house, third house.
Third house. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. But we can take
Yeah.
the next shot if you
We
want. But
can, yeah. No, no, this is, Astro Data Bank, anyways, is more reliable than Astro Sage.
yeah,
But anyways, just for the cynics, I said let's just take a look at both charts. So if the viewers are trying to find it out, you can just check these combination would be present in most of the charts.
yeah.
Okay, let's take the next one, which now this horoscope is the same in both the websites, so there are no discrepancies about it. And even the birth time is 2222, which looks very specific.
Can we see the horizon?
Yeah. All right. See, 12th lord again in the 4th house aspecting the 10th house. Okay? 12th and 10th ka connection is evident again. Now see, the 10th lord is moon.
One second, one second. I'll reconnect. Yeah, 12th
The
in the fourth house.
12th in 4th aspecting the 10th. So that 12th and 10th connection is evident, right?
Yeah,
Now a second lord, sorry, 10th lord is moon again. The prominence of moon becomes active and sits in the second house. So as I said, moon should have a relationship between with first, second, sixth or 10th.
yeah.
These four houses should be connected with moon. यहाँ पे 10th and second are connected. Now for the communication part, we had discussed that first and the third should be related, right?
Hmm.
So the first lord Venus is aspecting in direct mutual aspect to the third lord Jupiter. See? Okay, and again the 12th house is becoming important here again, because the third lord sits in the 12th house and we have connections like aspects on the 12th house, multiple aspects on the 12th house. Now, yeah, okay, so all of these things are there. Are there any retro? All the combinations are there, right? Is there
Jupiter is
anything left?
retrograde. Jupiter is retrograde.
Retrograde Jupiter. Okay, brilliant. All right. Now, if you see, the only connection which you are looking for, which is not there, is again the 4th and the 10th. Moon and Saturn are not connected directly, right?
Yeah.
So that is again something which is missing. Now, maybe let's see. Let's move on to another chart and see if
This
that
is the
connection is there or not.
horoscope
But
of Jennifer
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston,
Jennifer
and
Aniston.
a double A rate.
I do not want to take for a specific reason. There are horoscopes in which all the rules would apply, but I did not take them.
Hmm.
You know why? Because then people would say that if they do not have that one possible combination, then they would think that okay, I cannot become an actor, or this is not true. So exceptions, if there are 5 rules, 4 are working, that is good enough. That is good enough, So, and then we can see for those things in Nomansha and in D10, the 10th lord, in which sign it goes in Nomansha, or what are the connections in D10, which house D10 starts from, all of that which we had discussed previously in the first 2 episodes. People should understand that this is in continuation with the first 2 episodes. So if you see just this in isolation, you might not understand what we're talking about. So see the first 2 first, and then come to this episode to be able to understand what we're talking about.
See,
All right.
during this Jennifer Aniston's, you know, what do you call Friends. Friends is which the television
It's a
soap,
TV show. Yeah, yeah.
comedy show. Friends. It
Mm-hmm.
premiered in 1994. Now, if you see,
Mm-hmm.
Mercury Antardasha was going on. Okay, Mercury
Mm-hmm.
is your 12th lord
In the fourth house.
in the fourth house,
Yeah.
and
I can't see
Venus.
the chart right now.
You can't see. Okay,
Uh,
I'll show you.
no, no. Which Mahadasha was it?
Venus, her Lagna lord,
Lagna Lord.
which is
See
placed
that.
with Saturn, masses, and
Masters
it is in
again.
sixth
Yeah.
house. Sixth
Sixth
house. So
house.
if I remember well, she was a waitress or something in that uh, show. I mean that's what Wikipedia gives
Mm.
right now. So
Okay.
I can show that.
See, as we just spoke about that, when you are starting your career, the
Hmm,
Mahadasha should be related to Venus or to the fifth house. You
hmm.
know, so that exists even in this chart.
Okay.
So the role of fifth house in Venus, which other astrologers say that that is the primary thing.
Hmm.
For me, the Mahadasha should be related to Venus or the fifth house when you are starting your career. Only then those kind of trends would set in your life. Okay, so even in this chart, if you see, Venus ki Mahadasha was there, and it sits with the fifth lord Saturn. So
Okay.
both the
One
cases are
negative
true.
point here is Saturn is not in first, fourth, or 10th.
Mm, yeah, but okay, but Saturn is with Venus, right? The Lagna lord.
Lagna. So it kind of forms a
It is
relation.
even a bigger combination, to be very honest.
Hmm.
Sits with the Lagna lord directly.
Hmm.
So Ascendant and Saturn are related.
Hmm.
They are connected. They are conjunct.
And they're conjunct.
It is as good as Saturn sitting in the Ascendant,
Yeah, and that too with
right?
Rahu.
With Rahu. Yeah.
Aspected
Saturn, what
like.
Saturn gives you is Saturn gives you a very disciplined lifestyle. As I said, if somebody is a star and he stays to be a star for a very long period of time, that disciplined lifestyle has to be there. That can only happen with the presence of Saturn. So Saturn and Lagna has to be connected for
Okay.
a very long sustained success. You can see that in all the charts.
Yeah.
Saturn would be in first, fourth, seventh, or 11th, or with the Lagna Lord anyway.
Okay. You want me to go to the next
Let's
chart?
move. Yeah, let's move on.
Can you see?
Okay, see Saturn in seventh. The first thing which catches your eye, Saturn in seventh.
Hmm.
All right, the 12th Lord, Mercury, sits with the fourth Lord in the 11th house. Okay.
12th Lord
Who
Mercury.
sits with the fourth Lord in the 11th house with the 11th Lord as well?
Yeah.
Right. Right. And there is a connection of 11 and 3 again.
Hmm.
Right. Okay. And the is this George Clooney's chart?
Yes. George Clooney.
Right.
Right.
Is this the right chart? Just give me a minute.
I double checked it with Parashara Light also.
Okay. No. I think this was 2:58 a.m. You have put PM as the time award.
Oops. One second.
No, this is not. This is Johnny Depp. Okay.
Johnny
Fine. This
Depp.
is Johnny Depp's chart.
Johnny Depp. 9th June
Johnny Depp's chart.
1963, 8:44 a.m.
Yeah.
Owensboro, Kentucky.
Cancer ascendant. Yeah. All right. See, again, in all these charts, we have also seen. I don't know. This is a coincidence because you've chosen those charts. That the 10th Lord is in the second house, the house of speech. What we have discussed previously in the second episode. Now, that rings true here as well. This was the case in Jennifer's chart as well, and also in Robert De Niro's chart. Okay. Now,
and so is the 5th Lord here in this case.
Yeah, also the 5th Lord. It aspects the 5th house again. All right. Okay. So all the combinations are there, I guess.
Correct.
Is something missing?
No, I think it's
the first and the third connection is missing. Moon and Mercury are not connected. That is the only thing missing here.
Hmm.
Right? First and third are not connected. Okay. But third and 11th are connected.
Hmm.
Because third and 11th are in 11th together.
You know, if you
Moon
if
is
you
not
if you,
connected.
if you take the other Parashari rule, which actually people call it Gemini now, you know, the third.
Uh-huh.
No, the no, sorry, I'm
No, no,
sorry.
let's not make it complicated.
No,
Okay, we
no,
have one
because
thing
I saw
missing.
this as number 8. This is number 6.
Okay.
Okay, because
Number
the
6. Yeah.
line, the red line was blocking it.
Ha, ha, ha. So first and third are not connected directly. That is okay. Apart from that, everything else is there. Third is in 11th. So this person would earn his living while communicating. That is true. This is D10. Third in third. Mercury goes to the 5th house.
Third Lord, this is a double A
Mercury is
chart,
in.
double A rating.
Ha,
Third
ha, ha.
Lord, Mars.
Aspects the 10th house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. And you know what the defining thing in this chart is, like as we had discussed previously, we have to see from which lagna the D10 starts and which sign that house is
Hmm.
in the D1 chart, right?
Yeah.
The D10 starts from the third house.
Correct.
That was Kark lagna, and D10 starts from the third house. And I'd also pointed out in the last video that whenever there is sun or moon in the first house, it makes you would create a brand of your own. You would be known for something. In D10 ka first house, right? Sun is there in the first house, moon in the 10th house.
Yeah.
Moon again shows creativity and creative things, right? And even in the D1 chart, can we just go back to D1 again once again?
Sure, sure.
I had, when we were discussing the importance of moon in this very video, I had also said that moon should be related to the first, 10th, second, or sixth. The moon is in the sixth. That is a good thing for an actor, for the emotional, intelligence at the workplace.
Hmm.
So that is a good thing. But not everything cannot be possible, right? Moon cannot be in the sixth and still be with Mercury, because Mercury and Sun are in Taurus at that point in time. We also have to see that majority of the things are true. Just the first and the third are not related directly.
Hmm.
That is the only thing. Which sign does Moon go to in Namansha? Can we just check once?
Yeah.
But that is just for the heck of it. I think we should just
Libra.
concede the fact that it is in Tula. It is not connected to the third house. That's okay. Either what I was trying to make the point is that the actor is the communicator, right? So whenever the first and the third are related, then you are communicating, right? The other thing is that the 11th and the third are related, because in that case you are earning your living out of communication. Third and 11th, right? If both the rules apply to a chart, then that is even better. But in Johnny Depp's chart, the third and 11th are connected, but the first house is not connected with. Okay. But everything cannot be true, and I want to have these things, say these things to the viewers as well, that it won't be all the things cannot match.
Sure.
Majority of the rules would be there in most of the charts. Not everything can be there. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. Now see. Saturn, Ascendant Lord hai himself, sits in the 12th house. The 10th Lord, Mars, is in the 6th, directly aspected by the 12th Lord Saturn, and also by Moon. All the combinations are there in just 6-12 axis only. Don't need to go any further. See, Moon aspects the 10th, Moon aspects the 12th, Moon aspects the Lagna Lord, Moon, the 10th and the 12th are related, the 10th and the 1st are related, the 1st and the 3rd are related. First is Saturn, third is Mars again connected.
Again connection. All
See?
rules.
Yeah. All rules will fall into place in just one chart. And the 11th and the 1st, again, Saturn and Jupiter connected. See? In just one axis, we have everything. And again, the 10th Lord, Mars, is in the natural 4th house, the house of Cancer.
Correct.
Right?
Bang on. This is George Clooney's horoscope.
George Clooney's horoscope.
Yeah.
Is something retrograde here?
No.
No?
No, no,
Okay,
no. Rodan gives double A rating for this.
double A.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And birth certificate in hand from Victory.
Oh,
That is what is mentioned.
wow. Yeah. So all the things, and again you can see that 12th house becomes very very important.
Hmm.
Very important. That is the most important house in this chart. The ascendant lord goes there, and ascendant lord is Saturn himself, so that sustain that Saturn wala element is also true.
Yeah.
10th and the second are also related. Second lord Jupiter and Mars.
Hmm.
है ना?
True.
So everything is there.
But not an easy
If you
chart.
want to just yeah.
I would say not a very easy chart.
Mm-hmm. It's not an easy chart. People could think it's not a very good chart,
True.
but for this kind of a
See,
profession,
see,
this really works well.
the popular dictum that people follow. That
Hmm.
Kendras no benefic.
Ah,
Now that doesn't work in this chart if you want to see it that way.
no. Yeah,
I,
it is
I have
all.
seen
I,
I
I
have seen
mean,
people say Kendras, if there are no benefics, the person will not live long. They will not have a good
hmm,
life. What I've seen, it all depends on the sign and dispositor of the malefics in the Kendra,
hmm,
where it's
hmm,
going and how it's
hmm,
connected. It's a huge kind of
yeah.
big.
And I would also like to say that Kundli in itself is an assessment of the combinations available.
Yeah,
It is never the placement alone. It is always the combinations which are forming. That is what making a human being a human being. So we should focus more on the combinations and less on the placement, direct placement.
true, true.
You know?
He's, the interesting part is he's considered as one of the most, or he was voted as one of the most sexiest men alive. You know,
Mm-hmm.
of course, I mean, his movies with Julia Roberts also. What was that thing? The breaking up of casino
I
robbery.
don't know.
Casino robbery.
Yeah, I don't watch many films, so
Okay.
I'm not that aware. But
Okay.
anyways, yeah.
And,
So this works now.
the way what I want to point here is the Kendras.
Mm-hmm.
Amitabh Bachchan has Rahu Ketu in the 1-7 axis. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He has another malefic Saturn Vakri in the fourth house. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever Rahu Ketu are alone in the Kendra, okay,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
or like in Amitabh's case, Saturn is additionally there. You know, these
Mm-hmm.
people, it's usually a rags to riches story. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that kind of thing. Amitabh also, they say he was broke. He slept on the street for 3 days or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't remember now, but I mean that was what was the story
Mm-hmm.
going on. His biography would say something
Mm-hmm.
else probably. Same goes with George Clooney. You know,
Mm-hmm.
$300 in his pocket, he set off to Hollywood. You know, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's worked as a chauffeur. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
so
It shows that if the Kendras
Rahu
are
Ketu
empty, if the
makes you
Lagna,
that Rahu Ketu makes you that struggle, that
yeah,
down to up. That you see.
he also makes you take that gamble as well.
Yeah.
You have that energy to take the gamble. You say that okay, I'll do it.
Usually, Ketu in the Lagna,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Rahu also, but Ketu in the Lagna, I remember having discussed Amitabh Bachchan's horoscope with somebody. Okay, very, very
Mm-hmm.
great astrologer. Not popular, but
Mm-hmm.
far greater than most popular astrologers. He
Mm-hmm.
said, I think even Charlie Chaplin had it. Let me just double check that. If I remember well, okay, Charles
Mm-hmm.
Chaplin, I think that's how it's pronounced,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and his data is pretty accurate. Okay, yeah, oops, I got his chart. No, he doesn't have it. Okay,
Can we
but
see his chart once? Can we see his
sorry,
chart? Can we see his chart?
yes,
If that is a correct chart, then I would like to see it as well.
I think it's pretty correct. Okay, which
Okay.
is 20 is the time. Let me just check it for you in Astro Data Bank. you know. So, speaking of the thing, that astrologer told me is, uh, yeah, but it's a double X rating from Rodden, so it's not.
Double X, what does it mean? It is
Oh,
not correct.
it's not correct, So
Okay, then let's just leave it.
yeah, yeah. Means
We haven't
he
shown any
quotes it
Indian
in
actors chart.
his autobiography, or Chaplin quotes
Mm-hmm,
in my autobiography, 1964 something, page number 14. Okay,
mm-hmm.
so it gives 8 p.m. time. Now, one astrologer has rectified it to 1940 time. Okay, okay,
Okay.
that kind of thing. But olden days, whatever people remembered, they wrote whatever. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
what I was trying to say about Ketu in the Lagna is that astrologer told me if other factors contribute,
Mm-hmm.
if other factors contribute, then it is normally considered as a very karmic birth. Okay, just give me a second. I think it's
Okay.
so. So we are now taking a chart. This is the chart number 5. Unknown astrology.
Yeah. So now I know this person personally, and he has recently started his career. His first film came out in 2015 sometime,
Hmm.
and it was a small film, but it went to Cannes and it was received very, very well. He is regarded as one of the better actors in India right now, better
Okay.
amongst the young lots. He's
Okay.
nobody's son. He was a common man before that.
Mhm.
Now, this chart, I wanted to take it up for a specific reason. First of all, Saturn is in the 12th house.
Hmm.
First lord, the connection of 12th house still there. The fourth lord aspects the 10th house, Mars. Okay, so that connection is there. Jupiter, the third lord, aspects the Lagna.
Hmm.
Okay, Jupiter aspects the Lagna. So third and first are related again.
Jupiter,
And
third lord, aspects the Lagna, but it
yeah,
is
yeah,
also
yeah,
aspecting the 10th lord, Venus.
yeah, both of them. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So that exists.
That connection also comes.
Now, Moon's relationship with the 10th house is not very prominent in this chart.
Hmm.
Okay. Now I'll tell you the story. This guy, he always wanted to come into films, basically. So after doing his class 10th, he's not educated that much, I guess. He just finished school
Hmm.
and he went abroad to study music.
Hmm.
He studied music. The combination of Venus, Mercury in the ascendant gives you that kind of a knowledge. Now he studied music and not films, not acting. But he wanted to be an actor. He came to Bombay, he studied acting here.
Hmm.
I know him. I saw this chart way back.
Hmm.
So, but he was really working very, very hard to become an actor.
Hmm.
And he doesn't. He's not a very good-looking guy. He wasn't getting that break, and things were getting out of his hand. He was very, very depressed at one point in time.
Hmm.
Now, reason why I've taken this chart up that right from after his school, he wanted to become an actor, and he started doing anything which was possible at that point in time.
Sure.
Okay, whatever was possible, he did that. Even Venus is there, Moon, Venus is connection, D10 are there,
Hmm.
but he wasn't getting through.
Hmm.
Then what happened is that for Singh Rashi, Dhaiya came
Sure.
sometime in 2014, I guess. When did Saturn move to Scorpio?
1 second, I'll just check that.
I think it was in 13 end November 2013. Dhaiya
Hmm.
started.
Hmm. Hmm. November 2014.
14.
2014. Approximately.
14. Okay. So when Saturn moved to Scorpio, now as I said in the last video, just forget everything else. If you have been really focused and work really hard for years,
Hmm.
and then when the Dhaiya or the Sadesati comes in, you will get success.
Hmm.
So when the Dhaiya came, he got his first film and he played the protagonist in that film.
Sure.
It was a well received film in the festival circuit. It wasn't a commercial film, so the commercial business doesn't make any sense. It
Hmm.
went to Cannes and it went to different film festivals,
Hmm.
and the biggest production house in the country sort of produced that film. distributed that film under their label, under their banner. So at that point in time, he was running the dasha of Sun. Okay, Sun is not a very good planet in this chart, anyways, in Makar Lagna, and sits in the second house. I think this is the birth of a Surya Grahan, I believe, right? Is it?
No,
Is
normally,
it Grahan?
no, that we'll have
No,
to
because
check.
Moon is
But
also there, right?
yeah, but still, 100% it never. Still, after a day or two, also this combination thoda bahut rehta hai.
Matlab somewhere around that Grahan. So you would not classify Sun as a very good planet in this chart anyway. That's the point which I wanted to make. So in Sun Dasha, he got his break. But I'm convinced that happened, and the birth time is perfect. He's a direct client. Now that is because of the Dhaiya and his hard work which he has put in before the Dhaiya started. That film release, now he's working as an actor. He's getting smaller parts, not very big roles, or not very. He's not a big star, but he's considered a very good actor, and he does his thing. He's making money out of it. He's a working actor. Now understand, because I made that point in the last video about the Dhaiya and Sadhasati. I wanted to make sure that I also have a chart which does not have all the combinations of making you go into that profession. There are a few combinations. Nobody can deny that. He is an artist because Venus and Mercury in the Lagna makes you an artist. He's an artist. He knows music. He can play all the instruments possible. But because of the Dhaiya, in a bad Mahadasha, Sun with Rahu, it's in the second house. Nothing, you cannot classify it as a good Mahadasha. And he got his break in that. It was only because of Saturn's transit and nothing else. And the film released in 2015, I guess, second half. Can we see which dasha was he running at that point in time? Antar dasha? 15 second half?
Venus.
It was Venus. Yeah.
The 10th lords. The 10th lords.
10th lord dasha. And as I also said, that in order to get success in as an actor, the dasha should be related to Venus for the 5th house. Right? So Venus ki antar dasha was there, but the determining factor was Dhaiya, because everything else was there before. He actually lived his life in Venus Mahadasha. Nothing happened, right? Before that, before 2009, it was Venus Mahadasha, and nothing big really happened. So it was Saturn's transit for me, which was the deciding factor here. Now in Moon's Mahadasha, he's doing well. He's not a big actor, and people would not even know him. But he does his job, and he's happy. He's a happy person.
You asked about Lunar Eclipse. February 20, 1989 was the Lunar Eclipse. He's born on February 21st. As I said,
one day after that.
One day, it is still.
Yeah. Because Moon will be in that sign for 2 days, anyways. Yeah. So you see, he lived his life in Venus. So he was interested in, as I also pointed out in the first two videos, that the dashas actually push you towards the field. So he was interested in music and films and acting throughout his life. He was born in Venus. That is what he wanted to do. And he studied music, he studied films, he studied acting, but he wasn't getting work. Then Sun started, and in Sun also he passed about 5-6 years. And right towards the end of Sun Mahadasha, in the 6th year, I guess, because of Saturn's transit in Scorpio, he got what he wanted. It was a Dhaiya effect. And a lot of people are also asking me, and also I saw a few comments. People had said that, oh, I didn't knew this. My Sadhasati is already over. I'm not talking about working hard during the Sadhasati. It is what you do before the Sadhasati. It is not about during the Sadhasati. It is the way you live your life. It is not about when the Saturn starts and then what you do. No. Please understand. It is the way you have been living your life before that. Exactly. And then you can reap the benefits during the Sadhasati or the Dhaiya. Exactly. That is why the examples which I took were of Saurav Ganguly and Mahendra Singh Dhoni, because they were living for a dream for a very long period of time, 10 years, 12 years, maybe 15 years. And then that thing happened. So if you are actually ambitious and doing something every single day and trying very, very hard and you're not getting it, then the Sadhasati would benefit you and it would give you something.
Right.
If I tell you as an astrologer that Sadhasat is starting tomorrow, and you start working hard from tomorrow, and nothing will happen. Trust me. You will get the results of the past years of this life in Sadhasat.
True.
Yeah. So this is basically about the careers in acting.
Hmm.
And because people were interested in Sadhasati, I think I should just add a couple of things about that as well, because we cannot do a video before December 10th anyways. 5th is December 5th. So I've also seen a few patterns about the Sadhasati which I can discuss here. So whenever the first day of the Sadhasati starts,
Hmm.
leave alone you have worked hard or not worked hard, just the patterns of Sadhasati. Usually, if you are a student, you would go away from your family and start studying in a different city, right? It shows the 12th house becomes active, and it shows a travel
Hmm.
or a separation of some kind.
Okay.
If you are in a relationship, it might show you, send you to a different city, and you might be in a long distance relationship. Okay, and basically, what Saturn does is that it puts pressure on your mind.
Hmm.
You get more responsibilities in Sadhasati. This is the basic effect of Saturn's. If you have worked very, very hard, like the case of Dhoni or Ganguly, they got the responsibility of captaining India. You know, so it became it. It seems as if it was a good result which they got. It was a good result, but the result was that they were under mental pressure throughout. If you see the chart of Mr. Modi, I don't want to bring politics into it for a specific reason, because I don't really, I'm not that interested in that. But even in his case, he got the responsibility of being the prime minister. You get responsibilities in Sadhasati. Now, if you are not doing well, if your karma is bad,
Hmm.
then there might be a case on you. Even that would put pressure on your mind. You're
Hmm.
getting my point?
Correct.
You would be worried about that case. So the result, the outcome is usually pressure on your mind. That could be a good outcome or a bad outcome. That is a different thing. That would depend on the karmas which you have had. So especially for students, in the first daya, you would go away from family.
Hmm.
You will have responsibility of managing your own self, your food, your shelter, everything. You would be on your own
Hmm.
in a different city studying. Then what happens is that it also gives you opportunities to go wrong. What responsibility does, it gives you power, right? And you get a chance of doing the wrong way.
It's like a test.
So yeah, so for students as well, you might go to a different city with no parents around you, right? You might get interested in the wrong things. If you are in a relationship with a girl, and you leave her and go to a different city for studies or for job, you might get opportunities of new girls in your life. And if you go wrong in the first 2.5 years, then the next 2.5 years would take that thing away from you. You will not have that. People have breakups in Sadhasati. The reason is that if they go wrong, then that thing goes away from them. People lose jobs, right? If you're not committed to your job, if you're drinking and coming to the office, then you will lose that job.
Hmm.
And then the pressure would be of sustaining yourself or looking for a new job. It would still give you mental pressure, because Saturn is 12th, first and second from moon, right? So
Correct.
it is going to add pressure on your moon.
Hmm.
So then it would be of looking for a new job or sustaining yourself, your life without money. You
Yeah.
would be cursing everybody around you.
Yeah.
If you are very, very good, then you would get a promotion,
Hmm.
a bigger team to manage, more workload,
More responsible.
more responsibility. So pressure tab bhi aayega, but of a different kind, and you would be happy in that pressure. So what I was saying, that you should be focused and committed and dedicated. This is what I actually meant.
Hmm.
you know and for achieving big things, it is usually your life which you have led before the Sadhasati. The past 7.5 years, 10 years, what you have done
Hmm.
during that time. And then when Sadhasati comes, you would get that responsibility. If somebody is having a dream, if let's say this guy whose chart I just showed you,
Hmm.
he wanted to be an actor for a very, very long time.
Hmm.
Now when he got that film in Dhaiya, just imagine the kind of pressure on his mind.
Hmm.
that I have to deliver. If I don't deliver this time, I will not get another chance. You know. So even that dhaiya gave him that pressure, but because his dreams were coming true, so it was a good thing. We as outsiders, we would say that it was a good dhaiya for him. But he was under pressure, tremendous pressure. Similarly, Mahendra Singh Dhoni was under tremendous pressure in that 2007 World Cup. He got that. He became the captain. But just imagine, he was leading the country in 2 years' time. He came to the India team in 2005 when Saturn was in Leo, right? His Rashi is Kanya. So for a couple of years, he had those opportunities of going abroad, doing all the wrong things. He never did that. He was focused. In 2007, when Saturn moved to Kanya, he got the captainship, the captaincy of the country. Right? So Sade Sati essentially puts pressure on your mind. But your karma decide whether that pressure is a good pressure or it's a pressure of police or fines, or health ailments. So if you are abusing your body for a very long time, in Sade Sati or Dhaiya, you are going to suffer badly, boss. If you are into drugs and alcohol, if you're drinking and driving and doing all sorts of things, in Sade Sati or Dhaiya, you are going to suffer.
Sure. Thank you so much for this session on actors and profession and how to see it. You simplified it. Saturn, 4th house, 10th house, Lagna, all those things. While I request the people that when they're watching the video to make their own notes. If you don't make those notes, then in the subsequent charts that he has explained, okay, or for future videos, if you develop that habit, okay, it will help you to go through each chart in a more systematic manner. So easily remember the rules. It will help you.
And this episode is in continuation to the first two episodes.
Correct. So if
you have not seen those two,
if you have missed the previous two episodes, okay, you'll not get the flavor, you'll not get the technique, that kind of thing. So thank you so much, Unknown Astrologer Ji, for your time. Appreciate all that you do for the lovers of Saptarishis and astrology and the audiences. Please,
thank you so much.
Keep on coming on our channel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.